You're now listening.
You're now listening to Shameless Goat.
The Shameless Goats.
The Shameless Goat.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jeannie Mai.
I, Jeannie Mai, going into my marriage, I want to submit to my man. Let me explain. When I hear this definition, like you just said, Adrian, submitting has a negative connotation. It means that you are less important, you are lower than that person that you're submitting to. It usually can be like, referenced as somebody who works lower than you, and that's not what I'm referring to here.
Yeah,
but what I've really learned in my life for my definition of marriage, I'm not saying what I want works for everybody. I'm saying for me, I'm a very dominant woman. I own my business. I lead my teams. I played my own manager, my own publicist, my own lawyer when I didn't have money to have those people. So I make the decisions in my life. When I come home, I like the idea that my man leads us.
All right. Jeannie Mai.
She's a
Jenny Mai.
very good woman.
She's an amazing woman.
Good woman.
She's an amazing woman.
Good woman society.
Absolutely.
Kakma.
Tell us more. Tell us more. Hold on, time out. Tell us more. Why do you think she's a good woman? Like, or how do y'all feel about that statement she just made?
So Jeannie Mai, I guess her name. She's a co-host of The View, and she's engaged to rapper Jeezy. Younger Jeezy. And she want to submit to my dog.
I mean, who doesn't want a woman? Who doesn't want a woman to submit, to be submissive?
It's crazy to say out loud. The way she put it, makes it seem like it's
makes sense.
No.
It does, though.
It doesn't make sense at all. How does it make sense?
I mean, in a household, there has to be a leader. That's just pretty much with anything. That you can't have two heads.
Yes, you can.
No,
you can have two co-chairs. Like you can
be.
So
how do you decide when to okay? So if I'm agreeing to not go to church on Sundays, and you're agreeing to go to church on Sundays,
how can you agree to go on church? There's not one golden rule. Like if I said it must be done.
But as a household, if you're moving as a unit, someone has to be the one who makes the ultimate decision. I mean
No, you can come into agreement just like with anything else. Like for me, like a marriage is a partnership. We're both partners. We both work together. We're both on the same level. Like if I see you as an equal to me, as I take you as my wife, you are my equal. I can't say you're beneath me. Like you must submit to me.
So I think the idea of submission is what we're feeling at. Like you see it as somebody's beneath you. I don't see submission as someone that's beneath you. It doesn't necessarily mean submission to me. Like it's
like with planes, you have a pilot and you have a co-pilot. It's like, can you have two drivers of a truck? There has to be someone who is behind the scenes, who's
Good example.
So that to me is what I believe is what she's referring to. Not saying that she's subservient to him, but she allows him to make the decisions for us both.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Your wife has a brain. She has a mind of her own, and she will fuck what I think. Just tell me what you think.
But
master.
That's not what she's saying. Also, I feel like you kind of mixing it. Your idea of submission is kind of almost like slavery,
it is slavery.
But that's what I'm saying. Like submission to other people doesn't mean necessarily slavery. So I feel like submission 100% has nothing to do with the woman to me. It has everything to do with the man and who he is.
Exactly.
I'm also glad you said that because a lot of people love to throw the Bible verse out where it says women submit to your husband. Do you know the very next verse says men
love your wives as if Christ loved the church.
Yes, but it says submit to your wives as well. Like
it doesn't say submit to your wives. It said love your wife as if Christ loved the church.
But you should submit to her. You should submit to her.
you go in there like that. You submit.
I'm trying to tell you.
But that's what I'm saying. It has nothing to do with the woman to me. It has 100% to do with the man.
It has plenty to do with the woman. Because
let me explain.
Okay.
So I'll say it depends on the type of man that you are. Who you are that makes a woman want. I feel like it's three things a woman wants from a man that'll make her relax. Well, that's actually one of them. So it's trust, it's relaxation, and it's respect. So you need to instill those things within the woman, and then she'll be able to let you lead. Because
you instill trust.
You instill it in her,
relaxation, and respect.
Father.
No, I guess he's saying give her that.
You give her the comfort for her to trust you. Give her the comfort for her
to relax. Got you.
And also to respect you. If she respects you and trusts you, she'll be able to relax and go with your vibe. Whatever you choose to do, because she trusts you and respects you, she'll relax. And it's every woman to me.
I trust her and respect her as well. That's why I value her opinion, her thoughts.
I never said you don't value her opinion. So it's like because I say one thing doesn't delineate anything else.
Okay.
Two things can coexist. Okay.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So if she respects you and if she, respect and trust you, a woman wants to relax. I don't know any woman that just doesn't want to just relax. If she works all day at work, She's out there doing stuff with the kids. When she finally gets home, if she respects you and trusts you enough, she'd be able to let you leave and just relax. Everybody wants to relax.
The only thing about what you just said to that is I also work all day. I also do stuff with the kids, but I guess like as a commander, you don't deal with them.
No, it's not about commander. let's even put it like in the military terms, okay?
All right.
As a lieutenant, and I have like what is that?
Platoon.
A platoon or something. It is my job to get the platoon where, let's say family platoon, to get where it needs to be. That is my job as a husband. That does not say that I don't listen to my sergeants, my under people, and they don't invite. Because I have sergeants who are really good with the weapons, who are really good with communications, and I need those people to lead this platoon to where it needs to go.
It kind of remind me.
Go ahead.
It kind of remind me of something Fantasia said. Actually, this was maybe a year or two ago. She had a similar conversation on Instagram where she said that pretty much that she allows her husband, who I guess was a new ex-con or some shit, but she got married to the guy after a certain amount of time. She said, I'm going to allow him to, lead, and they said something that made a lot of sense. She said, he's the head of the house, but I'm the neck. You can't turn your head without the neck. So ultimately, he takes into consideration everything. He knows his wife. He takes into consideration everything, how she feels, what she thinks, her opinions on everything, but he makes the best decision for them both.
Right. He doesn't move unless he considers how she feels.
Absolutely.
You get what I'm saying? The family don't move until the head considers what the wife feels. So I can't make a decision by myself unless I consult my wife.
I hear what y'all saying, and as a feminist,
okay, and if feminist,
we're equals. We're like, I don't see her as like. I guess I cannot hear like. I don't know. It's hard for me to understand submission without thinking beneath.
Domination,
and that's the problem.
You're thinking of domination, I think.
Yes, because you command her like, yo, woman, like this is what we're gonna do. This is how we gonna shit.
But that's completely what I'm saying.
I will take into consideration what you're saying, but ultimately, it's really my say. It's really what I want. Like, it's really what like I think is best because
that's ego more than anything. I don't think that's how a real proper relationship works.
And that's why I said trust and respect. Because if you get that woman to respect you and trust you, which means you don't have an ego, she will relax and let you lead. Women want to relax, but if she can't relax and you're her man, then it's a problem with you. I feel like if a woman doesn't allow you to lead, then it's a problem with you.
Yeah, you're not showing her
having to show her that she can follow you.
I get what you're saying, but I don't want nothing to do with that. Like, I don't even want her to feel like she has to leave it for me. No, it's both of us. It's both of us consulting and coming on.
I got a scenario for you. Let's say you're in your household going through hard times.
Okay.
And so then who gets the second job in the household? Would you suggest your wife to go out there and go find another job?
That's very bland, and that's very like because it depends. It depends on what we're doing. It depends on what both our skill sets are. Like if she's, I don't know, if she's a fucking singer on the side, if she's capable of singing, then it'll be easier for her to get a second job. That'll be something like I don't know, like that's something very specific, and that's not saying I'm the man, so I'm the one that must get a second job. That's what makes the most sense.
So for me in that situation, I would say, it is my duty as a man to make sure this family survives. At the end
of both of our duties. That's both.
No,
of us.
True. But at the end of the day, it is I am held accountable if this family fails.
Yeah.
If the family fails, I am held accountable. If my child doesn't come home with an A, then I am held accountable as a man.
What the fuck?
Because yes, the wife is there every night doing the homework, but it is the father that in the end say you must bring an A.
No, nigga.
Oh, that's a tough one. I can't agree with that one.
I was wishing in the beginning of the sentence.
It's the same thing to me.
I can get it for purposes of providing. I can understand it. In the household, because a man, it's always been from the beginning of time a man's duty to provide for his family and to protect his family. That's like, okay, for instance, there's a armed robber coming into the home. Are you asking your wife to go get the gun and kill him? Are you hiding in the closet? Or are you going to say, let me step up and protect my family?
Fuck that. What I'm saying is that like, providing that's something created by society. That's something like it's both of our duties to provide for this family. It's both of our duties, just like you said. I'm glad you said that. You brought up the A thing. That has nothing to do with the father most time. Like I know 10, 15 people right now that have kids that are dads that they have never seen virtual learning one time this entire pandemic. It's always the women that don't have nothing to do with it.
I feel that's a failure of the father.
No, it's not. It's what y'all agree on, like what makes sense to y'all family, and both of y'all can agree on that.
And I can agree with that, but I honestly still think if the child fails, anything fails within the household, it is looked at the dad to being a failure, in my opinion. because you are the head of the household. You need to be in charge of, not even in charge. You need to look over every aspect of the house and say, how can I help here? How can I do this? How can I do that?
Well, that one's tough. I would say for providing. I would provide for.
I think everything
in terms of providing and being the man of the home, being the head of the house. I definitely believe that there has to be a head. There can't be a co-pilot. I mean, it's a co-pilot, but there can't be two pilots. That's why they have a co-pilot and they have the main pilot. I just think that you can't drive a car with two drivers, because if I want to go left and you want to go right, we're going to end up crashing.
Heavy is the crown, dog. If you're going to say that you're the leader, then you got to lead in every aspect of the home.
You can lead, but nobody is perfect. Nobody has all the answers. Just because I'm the man, so I must get the final say. That makes
but that's
no
not
sense.
what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
I don't think that's not. Yeah, I don't think that's what he's saying.
I feel like you only see submission as slavery and nothing else outside of that.
That's what it is.
It's not, but I'm explaining you that it's not a man.
It's a partnership.
The family can't move unless the mom and dad consult.
You can't say it's a partnership and say I make all the final decisions in the same breath.
I never said that also, though.
No, I'm talking to Mike.
No, I'm not saying that either. Okay, so there may be a situation where I may decide, okay, I want a pickup truck, and my wife says she wants a minivan, right? I'm not married, obviously, but
yeah.
And I may say, you know what? I'm making the final decision, but my decision may be just to get the fucking minivan, because that's what I know is what is best for our entire situation. Family. That's my final decision.
Trust and respect.
But it's also, I've taken into consideration her thought process. What's best for us as a whole, not just me. I can make the final decision and it can still be in her favor. It's not about, it being just what benefits me only. It could be about what benefits the whole of us.
And that's why I say it always depends on the type of man you are, because if you're making a decision, it needs to be in favor of the family at all times. You always have to think about your family in every decision you make. And so, if you go out to the dealership and you pick a car just for yourself, you a shit-ass husband.
Yeah. You went and got a two-door Porsche, you got 4 kids.
Now, if you picking a car that you and your wife discussed about, and you came home with the minivan that you knew was best for y'all.
Why did y'all discuss it if she is submissive to you? If she's like, okay, because whatever you want, just go and get it.
Because that's not how submissive works.
Yeah,
submission
that's not how submission
works. That's like,
okay,
so that's like, okay, that's like playing, football. I'm the quarterback, but my wife is the receiver.
I can't do anything without the receiver.
She needs to know. I'm throwing a ball to her ultimately. At the end of the day, she needs to know we got to be on the same page about what route she's running. I got to know what she's doing in order for her to know what I'm doing.
So I'm the captain of the team, if that sounds better than submission. I'm the captain of the team, and I can't do anything without my people on the field.
I hear what you're saying, but for me, in my household, we're going to confer with each other. The way y'all say you go and consult your wife, we're going to consult on everything that we have to consult on. It's not no final decision. This makes sense to both of us. This is how it makes sense in this way, and then that's it. It's not.
I feel like you.
You're
I might be wrong. I feel like you're kind of saying
in the end. Sounds like we're saying the same thing, but y'all saying in the end, I get the final say.
No, I never said that though. That's your perception. What y'all saying don't make sense because it's your perception of what submission is, and you can't see outside of that what you perceive.
Okay.
So if you take your perception away and just hear what I'm saying, then maybe you'll be a little bit more open to it. So the man is not one all and be all. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. Like you just said, we're literally saying the same thing. We go and we consult our wives, we discuss it, we do what makes sense for the entire family. What submission sounds like to me is, and what it is in most patriarchal households, if you go back in, like you said, since the beginning of time, it wasn't no fucking partnership. Discuss with your wife for what?
Right. And that's not what submission means to me also. That means, in that sense, that's like slavery to me.
Yeah.
Because I consult my wife and I don't move without her. Because she is submissive to me, I want to be submissive to my husband because of who he is. I want him to lead me. I want to give him advice and do and instill all these values within him. Because a woman has to build that man to be who he is.
I think that's a part of the point too. That could be maybe expressed or talked about more. It's it depends on the type of man, obviously that you are, and a woman too. The woman has to be receptive to it. But if you're not a certain type of man, if you don't not command or instill respect and trust and
she won't want you to
say relaxation. Yeah, it don't even make sense to her to defer to you.
Right.
And I think that's the difference. So it's like you said, we can agree to everything, but I guess there's going to be a time where
there's a disagreement.
Yeah, and then somebody has to kind of you know what, I don't agree with what you're saying, but I can trust your vision. So
absolutely,
and maybe he's saying that as a man,
you take her into consideration. I'm a man. I have a wife. I lose a battle every fucking day because I don't want to be a certain type of person. You know what I'm saying? You lose battles because you you understand who she is and how this affects your relationship. Men lose battles. We take the bullets because the woman is submissive. Because she's submissive, we take bullets. We lose because she's submissive.
But in some ways, what's funny is that men also submit in relationships. So don't think it's just
all the time.
A woman submit. I mean,
which is losing
to a man.
We
lose.
We
lose whatever you want to call it, but it's still submission to an extent.
As a leader, you take a loss.
That's why they say happy wife, happy life. There's a lot of things you got to eat as a man to make sure that for the greater good of the relationship.
That's
in the household.
Literally the point that I'm making. You submit to each other. When you talk about submission, a lot of niggas think that like it's just submission, like the woman, like. Regardless of how you feel, at the end of the day, we gotta do what I say. I'm the head of the household. Blah blah blah. It always falls on me, etc., etc. Like, but no, that's not true.
That's ego.
You lose every single day. Like, you have to pick which one you're gonna go to war with, which one like makes the most that you gotta fight for in a way that it makes sense. But it's back and forth. It's a balance. It's together. It's not
right. I mean, I don't want to play with semantics, but I won't say I submit, but I lose battles in order to continue my leadership. If that makes sense, I'm going to lose this battle so that I can be fair or deemed necessary in order to maintain the position that I am. Because you have to be fair in a sense. Like Julius Caesar has lost battles within the Senate because he is still the leader. They need to still see him in certain ways. You have to be seen as let's say not
free from bias, objective.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, or just comforting and shit like that. You have to do things you have to have many coats as a leader in order to be the leader, and that's why she has to trust you and respect you, and then she'll be able to relax. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know. It sounds like the same conclusion to me. I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
I'm not gonna go into it. I would never go into it and be like, I'm gonna be submissive to my wife. The fuck?
I wouldn't call it that.
That's what he said. Like,
but it's
ultimately you're submitting to your wife in certain instances. Like,
and that's semantics.
Yeah, that's
right. That's what you don't want to call it. You just don't want to call it a certain word. I don't want to hear that word. That's just pride. That's nothing else.
I won't even say it's pride because I don't think that's submissive. I think that's losing to win.
Okay.
I think it's. I think y'all both don't want to hear or say the word. Like, you don't want.
That's exactly what I think. It is. I think it's really the opposite. I don't want to say like
my
wife is submissive to me,
and I don't want to say I'm submissive to my wife.
Right.
But we're saying the same outcome, really. Like it's a balance. It's a balance in marriage. It's a balance in life.
Like, I remember we was on Instagram Live, and somebody that we know in the comments was like, we had something similar to this. I think she said, I don't even consider. What did she say? I don't consider myself equal to my husband.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Right? Wasn't that what she said?
That's what she said.
And I was like,
that's
yo,
tough. That's tough.
I am like, not equal to my.
I'm
husband.
not equal to my husband. Like, it's my duty to. Obviously, I love this, respect him, preserve. I come home, if I work, I come, make sure the food is the house is kept. It's my duty to keep the house in order. Like, that's my
kind of woman.
That's your kind of woman. So that's what
I was like,
I don't know.
Yo,
that mindset allows her to get ran over. I don't know, like that. I feel like you're opening the door to a certain kind of man. When you
but that's not what you are saying. That's not what you want.
I want a fucking confident, fucking strong black fucking woman. You understand what I'm saying? That
she can still be that.
She can be Chinese.
I don't give a fuck what she
You just said black.
Yeah,
because my wife is black.
Yeah,
I get it.
Okay, so you said that's your dream woman. That's what you want.
No. I do want a woman who's opinionated, who's open-minded, who has a voice of her own. However, I do believe in a household that is submissive. I do want a wife that's submissive to me. But again, that's me taking into account that it means that I'm going to be submitting as well. It may be something as simple as, y'all niggas going to the strip club, and I'm like, I can't go, because I know in the back of my mind,
it's trouble.
I don't want no pressure. So that's me ultimately submitting to,
right. So
some of her wants and needs.
Question. If you buy Popeyes for the house, who gets the biggest piece of chicken? Whoever gets there first?
Whoever gets there first.
Oh,
that's crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, see, it still has to be a hierarchy. Like, dad is out there dying.
Why?
Nigga, because you lead.
Everybody's gonna eat.
Your kids need to respect you as the leader also.
Nigga, what is food? Oh, okay.
Food matters because it really doesn't, but it's a concept.
It's a symbol.
I've got a segue, Uncle. Thank you. I want to thank you for bringing that up.
I need that breast.
If the wife cooks for you, who eats first, the children or the dad?
Who eats first or who gets served first?
Yeah, who gets served first? Oh, okay. It's a difference.
And that's just something I've always seen on Facebook.
I would say because I'm living in this situation. It really don't matter. But honestly, the idea of it be serve the husband first.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, that's crazy.
Serve the
Absolutely. In most cases, he's a provider. He's a breadwinner.
He's the provider. I pay for the fucking food. You go, what the fuck you mean? Like,
yo, no matter what, the kids eat first.
Never.
No matter what, you feed the children first.
They lose respect.
They don't see respect.
They need to see dad as a fucking god in the house.
And that's how they idolize you. You know, like.
But I think a part of it too is like, because maybe we grew up seeing dad as the god in our homes. Like we're in the middle, I think, of two like generations. So we came up a certain way.
Yes.
Like you remember what your dad's footsteps sound like. On the door, he slammed the door, come home from work. Like,
yes,
nigga,
yes, sir, yes,
you
sir.
better make sure. Exactly. And now we're in a very progressive time, and well, obviously, I mean, but women should be equal to us for sure. Like, don't get me
calling
wrong.
their dads by their first name and shit now. Like,
Oh no,
Bill.
Oh, okay.
And that's what you avoid.
Hell
You
no.
avoid that.
That's a lack of respect.
No, what I was saying,
Yeah.
I was speaking to his extreme. Like, he was talking about, like, how when y'all grew up, like, you feared your dad. Like, he was, like, the extreme, like, commander. Like, even on TV sometimes, like, they got, like, a military dad a lot of times, and you'd be like, all right, yes, sir, thank you, sir. You know, like, and that's how they'll talk to their dad. But then now, like, in a progressive society, it's very lenient, very laid back. Like, now, even us as fathers, like, it's kind of like, so I guess for you want to keep that military style of, like,
No, my household is not military at all. But at the same time, they respect me as the head of the household. They know that respect is never going to be lost. When you see dad, you say, you come correct. Yeah. Because what I'm instilling you now, you're going to use that later in life.
Yeah,
and that's really what it is. If you come out and say, "What up, Dad?" No,
what up? Yeah, like y'all
homeboys.
That's what happened with the white family. Then they be cussing their dad out. Fuck you, Dad. Because it's no respect there.
And who are
they had no fear.
And when they get into the real world, you see those people that didn't grow up with that respect.
Don't do this again.
So then,
don't do this.
I can agree with him on that.
But even with that, I was thinking like, because at that point, your children and wife would see you as their protector, as their shield to the outside world. Like I'm doing all this for all your benefits. So you feel like as a black man, it's your duty to protect your wife and
other, whatever you call them. Yeah,
all the black females that are there, and even, we can even go into like protecting the black female too.
Yeah,
I feel like it's a duty of our race. Even that we've been through so much as a race.
Yeah,
as a black man. Like, you have to protect the black woman. You know what I mean? Because there are, technically, I'm not going to say just to me, but they are the lowest human being in a lot of substances on Earth. No, really.
Okay. Actually,
because like, you worded that very badly, but I know.
But you know what I'm saying. I want to say, like, but
they're the least respected.
They're least respected because
desired,
women are least respected than any other gender, and the black race are the least respected.
So black women have it the worst than any other.
I don't know what the fuck I said. I apologize.
Fuck all black women.
You said fuck.
No, forgive me, please.
Because I remember like the famous Malcolm X quote, like the most disrespected person on earth is the black woman.
Right.
The most unprotected is the blah 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 blah.
And it's true.
So I feel what he's saying, but to me, what's crazy, because that's a big thing, right? Like protect black women, but I feel like that's almost like a surface level statement. Because in reality, for example, if all of us were single men here, for example, like I was thinking about this on the way here. When we say protect black women, that means we like not only do we shield them from the outside, from white people, that's what we're really talking about, but we also like uphold them and cherish them and wife them and blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And I feel like we only talk about certain kinds of black women. Like we're not talking about all of them.
Not the hood chicks,
right? That's what I was getting to. Like, because I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know if we protect city girls, for example.
Fuck them hoes.
You see what I'm saying?
For the streets,
right? So it's like we only talk about the ones that we like, the ones that we see as valuable. And I think the movement is saying we have to protect all of them,
regardless.
But we see, and that's where I think it's like we in practice don't even see. I don't think we see the city girl types as like women worthy. Right.
I agree with you, and it's tough to even say that, but like we don't value them as much as we should, because even we write them off as hood, whatever. As soon as you see a hood chick start talking about
like get out of here. And you know what? Honestly, like I had to check myself. That was my first reaction to the Megan Thee Stallion situation when she said, "Oh, you shot me," blah blah blah. I remember thinking like the first thought I had her in my mind was like she was probably twerking in the car. He got annoyed. You know what I mean? Like I just totally disrespected her body, her this, because I saw like naked twerking. You last week you was twerking in a pool, and then with Kylie Jenner and this nigga, and then he shot you, and
it was her fault.
Yeah, like to this day I'm still like, I don't know if he shot you or not. Like I mean,
he's not gonna shoot Oprah.
Yeah, like I started like thinking at the facts. Like, did he shoot you in the back of the leg? Then, if he shot you in the leg, how come no bones broke or whatever?
Ligaments.
You're finding a way to defend him as much as possible.
Yeah,
but it's two sides to every story. But I mean,
that's how I feel because I heard that album. That shit fire.
Yeah, that shit is fire. And he did mention that. He said, "Listen, man, how you got shot in the leg? No bones got hit, no ligaments." But
so if I don't believe her, does that mean I'm not protecting her?
I think that was the narrative that was coming out because, like, I think that, like, I think a lot of times when they say that, it's like automatically, no matter what. Like when she comes out and said, "Wow, you know what? This nigga fucking shot me," because I think it started out they said that it was glass that was on that injured her foot, or whatever. Yeah. But then when she came out and said, "Yo, I got shot. This nigga shot me." Automatically, no matter what, nobody has no facts, nobody knows nothing. Oh, that bitch lying. She's lying.
Right.
Get the fuck out of here. That nigga ain't shoot you. Like, what are you talking about? You know, and like not even know nothing. And just like automatically, oh, she gotta be lying. That guilty as fuck. That bitch lying. You know, like don't even give it a chance. Like now everybody said, like you just said, two sides to every story. Like, but as soon as she gave her side, oh nah, you automatically.
Who do y'all believe?
I mean, I would say back to your point when you said, like, I know in another episode of Sexual Assault, you was like, I automatically believe the woman. And to hear you now say
to hear me now, I mean, like, in terms of sexual assault, I do.
Right.
Yeah, in terms of sexual assault, I do.
And I feel like this is almost...
but this is similar. But do y'all believe her?
I think I do.
No, you don't.
I mean, I do. I do. However, I do feel like there's just more to the story that we're missing. I mean,
when it's two black people, I automatically just say, "Hey, I don't know." I get both the benefit of the doubt
because we don't know. Like, there's a lot of blanks there. Of course, there's a lot of things that we don't know. A lot of shit they can't speak on because they're taking the shit to court, et cetera, et cetera. Like, I think it's best to just not choose a side. I think that, like, I speak for me. When the shit first came out, I was like, oh shit, this nigga wilding out. Like, the bit nigga shot. Like, who lies about getting shot in the foot? Yeah, that's what I was thinking. But then when his album came out, I listened to it. Y'all said that shit is fire. That shit's fire as fuck. That shit's really good.
Shit's fire.
I was like, damn, how can this nigga be bold enough, have the courage instilled in him to say, yo, I shot this bitch and still be like, I didn't shoot her. Right, you know, you gotta be a bold nigga to release that to the world. And then now you got arrested. I'm like, yo, he's probably that bold nigga. So, you know, so now I'm like,
it'd be tough. I don't know. And I don't want to feel like I'm disrespecting the black women because they go through. I was here. I don't know if you remember that the Nigerian girl in Tallahassee who was protesting, like Toyin, I think. She went to a black dude's house after the protest, and then he like raped her, killed her, threw her in the garbage or whatever.
They found that nigga.
Yeah, they found him. Yeah, it was like a 40-year-old or whatever. I guess she met him at McDonald's and she didn't know where to go or something to that effect. I could be completely wrong. But so situations like that definitely happen. Like, that's a black man who killed a black woman. She trusted you, go to her house. I think she wanted to take a shower, I think.
Right.
And then shit just went left from there. So shit like that do be happening. So we have to protect them. But then,
see, I think that's where you draw the line between. Yeah. I can protect you, but not necessarily believe everything you're putting out there. You know what I'm saying? So I think we got to draw a line, you know, on what's what.
What do we change it and say Meg Thee Stallion was a white woman? The narrative would be completely different.
Ain't no Tory Lanez album coming out. Hell no. More people under the jail.
It'd be more believable that he shot her because why would a white woman lie?
Yeah, if Kylie Jenner said that shit,
right?
Well, nigga,
everybody
what?
That nigga would be like finished. What? He wouldn't even have an opportunity.
I mean, he would have been in jail from the time she went to the hospital. So I wonder why the fuck it took so long to begin with.
So I think that's more of a reason to protect the black woman and her narrative because she doesn't have a voice.
I just think that her not having a voice is like the main thing. And that's like a problem with society. There's more levels to that, to like why the black woman does not feel protected. Because, you know, black women, they always, since the beginning of time, they'll say even to slavery days, like they gave up everything, like, you know, for their husband, like, don't kill my husband, you can have me, you know, to the slave master. We all fucking know, like, you know, shit like that. But, you know, and just black women always say, no matter what, we're gonna still try to protect them. Even the beginning of this, Meg said she wasn't gonna speak on it because niggas going to jail every day. Niggas getting killed by police. I'm not gonna, you know, I don't know how true that is. Like, I don't know. Like, all this shit is just media.
But then she decided to speak on it.
Yeah.
So I guess niggas were shitting on her like that.
So she wanted revenge. She wanted to feel like, oh, nigga, you not gonna
You're not gonna get one. I guess people from his camp were saying like,
we're speaking on it, yeah.
Speaking on it like, oh no, he ain't do that shit. His bitch lying, and I guess you didn't like that. Like, all right. See, I try to look out for you.
So what was the issue?
See, and that's the part that makes it really hard for me. Is like,
believe it.
She said like, I didn't want to say nothing because it's cops, it's Black Lives Matter shit going on. And then I guess something along the line, she was like,
she got mad enough.
Right. And that part makes it like very unpure, something.
Okay, so
to me,
let me ask you guys, because we got a few stories like this every so often.
Yeah,
we know Rihanna and Chris Brown. We know Fab with Emily when he like punched her. Like even recently, like I don't know if y'all know 5-Year Foreign. He's like from New York. He's one of New York rappers. He kind of sounds like Pop Smoke.
Yeah,
and like he has a pregnant girlfriend, and then I guess they got into it or something, and he like hit her or didn't hit her, but the neighbors called the police. Yeah. And she came out a couple of days ago. She was like, after he got arrested and everything, like, no, I'm not cooperating with no police. I'm not on their side. It was just a neighbor being nosy, etc. Like, I don't, even though they maybe possibly got into it, but she's still trying to protect this nigga at all costs, even if, he was beating her ass or whatever the fuck. So,
I mean, the only thing with that is like, he probably is her breadwinner. And so if he gets eliminated out of the situation, where is her and her baby now? Right. So, I mean, a lot of this is in her mind too. But even with that situation, women do that.
Of course.
They do
protect
the black man at their own cost.
At their own expense, unfortunately. That's right.
It's just a situation where if it was the other way around, would the black man do the same?
Yeah. And that's the question is, like, I guess, like, even I think that's what the thing is that, like, even to women's own detriment, they'll still go out their way to protect niggas, and niggas y'all won't even like
until the line. I mean, cause
again, is there some type of incentive behind it? Because he's a breadwinner, he's a rapper, he's this dude.
Most likely.
I mean, so if I start fucking, I get locked up. If he gets locked up behind some shit that happened between him and I, he gets out of jail. He coming back to home to fuck with me, or he gonna find another bitch?
Probably find somebody.
So let's not make it seem like it's just niggas not protecting women and they're just protecting us. No, there's some type of incentivism behind it, if that's even a word. But there's an incentive behind it. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I feel like
it's not pure.
There's always an even if the incentive is her child growing up without a father.
Without
that is an incentive too.
Family,
you know what I mean? So there's always a reason why the black woman doesn't. Most likely is to protect her family.
Protect her family.
You know but even on the like speaking of revenge, like I was thinking about like the opposite end when how Megan said nothing, and then she said something like I'm thinking about this story of like from local sports bar Ricky's. Boom. So. Right. She is our favorite waitress of all time. She's the best person I've ever met in my entire life.
But okay.
Yeah, she don't like you. You're not.
We don't like each other.
Yeah, I got pressure. Pretty much with her. Black woman. With with her, she it's a long story, but she was dating a dude who's for a lot of year, whatever.
Right.
Comes to find out that this dude's gonna get married next Friday.
Oh shit.
She finds out through Instagram. So then. She one of their weekly hookups in the hotel. She confronts him about it, like, wow, so you're gonna get married next week? You got to give me money to silence this, so I won't spray you to your
newlywed wife.
Your upcoming so wife. Then, long story, he doesn't want to do it. He gives her like some of it, 1,000, but not the whole amount. Yeah, boom. So she's like, no, that's not enough. You got to give me the whole thing. So she says no because he's a cop. So she lets it all go.
He doesn't know that she lets it go. They're going still back and forth. But in her own self, she lets it go. But
yes. So she lets it go to her mind. He sends his detective. He sends his captain.
Right.
To her home to like, hey.
To muscle her.
Yeah, like you better stop this. And that set her on fire. She was like, you know what? Fuck it. So now, to end the story, she's gonna send a letter, pictures,
text messages, pictures. Everything they've ever got together
to his house, to her house, and his mom's house,
his grandmother's house on Thanksgiving. On
Thanksgiving, it's all gonna arrive on Thanksgiving.
Her and 4 of her friends are gonna deliver this shit to everybody. Dog.
And I feel like she only did that, like it was she extorted the man. She asked for $1,000. He gave her whatever, and then now she's like, you know what? No, it's not enough.
I mean, but he did put her in the fucked up predicament, by having the fucking detective come to her house, like, nigga, we finna muscle you. That's not what the fuck we pay these niggas taxes. Our tax dollars.
That's what you worried about.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like equal now. Like she extorted him, and he went a little bit extra because he didn't trust her, so he sent somebody out there to say, "Hey, chill out."
Damn, that's crazy.
So I mean,
that's crazy.
At the end of that, she can end it right now and still be up on the band.
Yeah. That's true.
Yeah, so everything else is ego.
Ain't even the whole person.
But in her mind, she probably don't think that it's like even.
That's what she said. She said $1,000 not enough.
Not
she
shit.
said $5,000.
All the shit he put her through.
Because first and foremost, like nobody likes ultimatums. You cannot you can't tell me that give me this amount of money or I'm going to report you to wherever. I'm gonna report you to the police. I'm gonna imagine you're doing like illegal activities and then someone says, you know what, I don't like that you're doing this. I will report you to the federales and
after taking the money the whole time.
Nigga, do it.
I don't negotiate with terrorists. That's what happened.
That's what he said. So when because she asked us, because we married, obviously, and she was like, what would y'all do? Tony was like, I'm paying. I'm paying $5 immediately.
I don't negotiate with terrorists.
Said, let's go.
I take my chances.
Hell no.
Bro, like,
I would dare
that's cap.
No, because I feel like it'd be a never-ending situation. If she asked for $5,000 today, what if she say $10,000 tomorrow? Now what you gonna do?
But then you just pay the $10,000, nigga. That's the cost.
Realistic,
that's the cost of
15 bands?
Of you stepping outside of your marriage.
No, and then she says 15. That's because her car broke down. She gonna come back to you.
I'm gonna be like, tell her, you want the number?
She gotta sign an NDA,
right? And then you're out of 10 bands, and then she's telling her anyway.
Yeah.
So you gotta kill.
Make her sign an NDA, nigga.
Yeah, it's too late now. But I was thinking,
your wife gonna know now.
That's one of the problems with revenge is like it's never equal. Like one episode we was talking about like fighting, and then I was like, damn, why you never fought in high school? He was like, man, that shit lasts forever. Because it's like if you punch me and then I stab you, now you want to kill me.
Right. To me, it's equal, but to you, you got one up.
Well, you got one up, right? Like I'm never gonna be like, you know what? I deserve that. I deserve that revenge.
Oh, we even.
Yeah.
Stop here.
Now I gotta kill your mom. You gotta kill my people. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I was like, I would never want like get revenge on anybody because revenge don't. It don't end. It eats you. All that time you planning to send. How you find a nigga address? To send it to his house, his old girl house.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's a lot of work.
I guess it's a different hypothetical. Like, dang, I guess you would have to make it different so that it's us. So, like, imagine, like, I don't know, maybe it's not a side lady. Maybe your wife was cheating on you or something like that, and a dude came to her like, damn, I guess you got to still make it about you. A dude came to you like, okay, I won't report you or I won't report your wife, but you have to give me X amount of money. I think that's the bottom line. Like you won't be able to accept any form of like, it will never be even for you. And if it does feel even for you, that means the other person in their mind thinks that like, I'm down right now.
I'm down.
I gotta get back up. Like,
that's the problem.
Because even when we talking to her, like, yo, you already got a band. You looking good right now.
Good.
I wish I had a band.
Yeah.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough.
Never
like,
enough.
No, I asked for this amount, so I want this amount, or it's not going to be enough. But that hurt. That hurt that you're feeling.
And she knew that the 5 bands would hurt him. It wasn't even about the money at a certain point. It was just about hurting him. And because he didn't pay the full amount, we got to keep going. And then you bring an officer to my house. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of understand how he disrespected her. Like,
absolutely.
You know what I mean? He kind of stepped over the boundary with the muscle. Right.
If I got a detective on my team, I could bring to your house. I'm gonna send that nigga too.
No, you're not.
If I knew a detective, like, yo, man, just go to her house real quick.
Just tell her shut up.
Yeah, just knock on the door, like on your way to work or whatever. Do that for me.
True. Me, I'm a person that don't like problems. I probably just end it right there and be like, okay, that's it.
Okay,
because then I have no. I'm not a person with a. Well, I don't have an ego like that.
So you'll end it by paying?
No. If I was Eunice and an officer came to my house, I still kill it right there. It's no more to be done. Unless you just have an ego.
Nigga, you know that nigga right now.
It's no more.
You be beefing with niggas right now. Over words said nigga 2-3 years ago.
That's just crazy, man. You gotta end it though. It's gone too far.
Have you ended all your beefs?
I don't have any beefs. I ain't got no beefs.
Who says it's gone too far? It's gone too far for you.
For you, yeah, not for me. I'm still going.
I feel like it's too far because he already showed you. Yeah, now it's like who can one each other up. Like he brought an officer to your house. Like, I mean,
have you ever plotted revenge on
the ex?
On the ex, yeah.
Like,
not a revenge.
Cheated on you. She could have like, I'm gonna get this dirt bag back.
I mean, you just fuck a homegirl. I mean,
okay.
Nah.
No, you said it.
I mean, I said it, but I mean, I don't even stoop them type of levels. I mean, cheating was something I did. I mean, I probably got cheated on years ago. I mean, it's not something that's happening currently in my life, and if it is, I mean, I just keep it moving.
And if it is,
hey.
You don't have a choice. You could gotta take that hurt, take that L, and move. And that's what she didn't want to do. She didn't want to take the L.
But I also feel like that's another conversation.
Nah.
Sometimes they be having signs. You gotta know a nigga was. Come on, man. At what point
But she was dealing with other niggas too, though.
Yeah.
So then you can't get mad then.
Exactly. You got to charge it to the
But
game.
she said,
see, I gotta get the whole story.
oh yeah, she has other dudes. Yeah, she got other. She not just worried about him.
Yeah, she gotta eat that.
It's ego. She's not gonna eat
ego.
that. She's gonna say like, I got other niggas, and I probably assumed you had other bitches, but I didn't know you was married. That's too far.
He's not married.
Yeah, he's not married.
Just
Yeah,
engaged.
He's about to get married the next or 2 days later or whatever.
You got
married.
married.
No, but what I'm saying is like in like their mind, like, oh damn, you got one way up on me. We agreed on side niggas and side bitches, but you got a whole like matrimony coming. Nah,
I didn't see that coming, so then now I'm upset. Like
that's
she
your
can't
fault.
forgive that.
I mean,
exactly.
That's part of not being in a relationship. When you have that, when you don't have the commitment, you got to eat whatever comes with it.
That's true. That is true.
That's the whole point of a commitment.
Revenge is 100% ego. That's
revenge, yeah, that's real. That's really real.
Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like in those situations, man, let it go. I mean,
yeah, it's hard. It's hard, but I feel like women ain't gonna let it go. A woman not gonna let that go.
Even I'll scale it back to like what we were just talking about with Megan and Tori, like, because a lot of people like when you make excuses like that, is be like, okay, boom, maybe like if I'm Tori, I'm 5'1", right? Like I'm a little man. I'm a little man.
The nigga said 5'7", brother.
He said that, but he not 5'7".
But she's probably like 5'11". She's humongous. She got on heels.
She beat his ass.
And then
I believe
exactly.
So.
She was beating his ass. So like he felt probably embarrassed. There's people in the car with you. Like, oh, I'm gonna get revenge on this bitch.
Would y'all hit her? Would y'all hit her back if y'all was in the car?
If I was 5'3"?
Not shoot her, but hit her
back. And she's probably like 6'3", nigga, like a basketball player. I mean, you open the car and you run out and they're like, chill, man, come on, man. I wouldn't hit her back.
Yeah, I think in that situation, any woman that's hitting you, like you try to like subdue her. I guess. Like,
I thought you saw women as equal, so why not knock her up inside her shit?
No. Watch out. Even if you see them as equal, like you don't hit women. That's rule number.
I mean, but
you don't put your hands on women.
I mean, but being feminist,
you can see them as equal, but that doesn't mean I'm a whoop her ass. That's not. Why don't
but
you
if she's whipping your ass though, and you know she can whip your ass.
If you taking your daughter to the playground and a little kid kick you, will you beat the shit out of him?
See, that's what I'm taking my daughter to the playground. I've actually dealt with this shit before. I've gone to the playground.
You beat up a woman?
No, and I saw a little kid putting his foot in my daughter's face and almost fucked him up.
But I guess that don't work anyway. You don't see them as equals, but no. What you were saying that because we see women as equals, we should whoop their ass.
Not physically. Women aren't equals
physically.
Ass,
but she's twice his fucking size. She's taller than him. Come on, like at what point? She probably got a good 100 pounds on the nigga.
No. I understand. Probably, if that's what happened, again, we don't know what happened. I'm saying if she's beating his ass and there's literally nothing you can do, you're like, oh, please don't beat me. And then he feels embarrassed, and then he wants to like get her back in that moment, and then dance, bitch, or whatever the fuck he told her.
Yeah, which is crazy.
Like, he said what?
He said dance, bitch,
now,
and then he shot.
Like that,
well, that makes sense to me. That he was shooting at her feet. Yes. He was felt embarrassed, so he started shooting at her feet. He didn't want to shoot her, but he wanted to embarrass her.
What happened.
Right.
You said it's accidental?
Probably accidental.
Oh, like he was trying to just like aim at her feet.
Like scare her.
Oh, scare her.
I'm a little man with a gun.
I mean, if he was really trying to do damage, you're not shooting at a bitch.
She beat his ass.
Yeah, she beat his ass.
Probably. And that's like part of that revenge shit. You try to get revenge, especially like with your significant other, whatever. Like some women, if they get cheated on, it's like, oh, I don't worry about getting cheated on. I'm gonna cheat back on him.
That's
like,
crazy.
You know, he doubles back. Now you got HIV.
Right.
Like, same on you.
Yeah, see. Yeah. Now you totally lost.
It's a lose-lose situation, man. When you have revenge,
when you trying to seek that shit, trying to get that one up. Sometimes you gotta let that shit go.
Anger rests in the bosom of a fool.
That was good.
Wise words.
That was good.
Cool.
Well, I guess that's that.